What's up, you guys? Yes, the Milwaukee Bucks now are the team that is favored to win it all. And looking at the Milwaukee Bucks now, they really don't have any excuse anymore. Looking at where they are and defeating the Brooklyn Nets in 7 games last series, and now going up against the Atlanta Hawks team who they are highly favored to beat. But you have to give the Atlanta Hawks credit where credit's due. They have beaten teams fully healthy. They were expected to lose the series against the Knicks, but they won that series. They're definitely expected to lose the series against the 76ers, a team who I still believe is overall the better team, but they still won that series as well. And now they're going up against the true team in the Eastern Conference, and that is Milwaukee Bucks. And looking at on paper and the matchups, the Milwaukee Bucks are highly favored, in my opinion, to win this series. So for Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm not going to just automatically say this because we haven't seen the series. We haven't seen what Game 1 has been yet, but I'm just going to already say congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks because they're going to be headed to the NBA Finals. And I can't lie, it was a little bit of luck on the Milwaukee Bucks' hand because, Kyrie Irving, he got injured. And because of him getting injured and James Harden not being fully 100%, the only superstar on the team who truly had to play to a huge level was Kevin Durant. And in Game 7 of that series, Kevin Durant, he definitely played his heart out. I mean, in every other game after Kyrie got hurt, Kevin Durant was playing absolutely lights out. He did what he could for the Brooklyn Nets in that series to compete, and they almost won. He was literally just one step away, 1 inch away from hitting a three-pointer, which would have won them the game, but it was a 2. So for the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis now, he really doesn't have any excuse. Luck, in a way, is on his side of the Milwaukee Bucks this season because if the Milwaukee Bucks, they went out in this series against the Brooklyn Nets, a team who they were expected to beat due to injuries for the Brooklyn Nets, then they would have definitely blown this thing up in Milwaukee, in my opinion. Giannis just re-signed with this team now to begin with, and they are building around him. They are building around Giannis for this future of this team, but that's why they got Jrue Holiday on the team to begin with, a missing piece, a good defensive player, and a good overall player in general. Do many things on the basketball court, so getting him was for that reason, and they have definitely played still to that level despite getting blown out. And I believe Game 3 of the series over 45 points, they still were able to come back and win despite everybody else saying that the series is over. So give the Milwaukee Bucks a slight credit because they still managed to make it to the conference finals, and now they're going up against, as I said before, the Atlanta Hawks. And this series right here is heavily favored for the Milwaukee Bucks to win. And looking at the Las Vegas odds, it's the Milwaukee Bucks as the favorite to win the championship, following Phoenix Suns. Then after Phoenix Suns, it is the Clippers, and then last the Atlanta Hawks. But looking at this series on paper, Trae Young is definitely going to have, still, in my opinion, a really good series. I mean, last series against the 76ers, they did have a few games where they did play great defense on Trae Young, but despite that, Trae Young still had a really good series against them. Matisse Thybulle and Ben Simmons were the 2 guys who were mainly guarding Trae Young, but Trae Young still was able to play really well. And in Game 7, Trae Young struggled in that game, but it was because of the Atlanta Hawks team overall, which helped them still win that game and the series. So coming into this series, it's definitely going to be different going up against this Bucks team because, the Milwaukee Bucks, they are going to have a lot of matchup wins. I believe Chris Middleton and Kevin Huerter, Chris Middleton beats that matchup. Then you have Giannis and John Collins, and I don't believe that John Collins can even stop Giannis whatsoever. PJ Tucker against Bojan Bogdanovic is definitely going to be an interesting one, but we know what PJ Tucker is capable of doing on the defensive end of the basketball court, and Bojan, he is definitely a great player, a great shooter, and he can create his own shot as well. So that matchup is definitely going to be really interesting to watch as well. I believe Brook Lopez definitely wins the matchup against Clint Capella because he's going to make Clint Capella do things that he doesn't normally do by spacing out the floor and causing Clint Capella to guard him on the perimeter, which really isn't going to be a win-win situation. Really, the whole key of the series is who's going to stop Giannis. The Brooklyn Nets did a pretty decent job at trying to retain Giannis, but he still had a really good series. Now going up against the series against the Hawks, a team that is not really the best defensive team anyway, but who have shown the ability to step up in the playoffs. I still don't believe that the Atlanta Hawks are going to be able to stop Giannis at all. And the real key message of this series is that Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, they have no excuse at this point on, as I said earlier in this video. This team, they have made it this far, and there's no excuse for them not to go to the NBA Finals. And 9 times out of 10, well, I say 75%, win the NBA championship. It's definitely been an up and down journey for the Milwaukee Bucks over the last few seasons, but it seems like now they're finally getting that chance to actually go far, and they have a lot of advantages. And for Giannis, well, Giannis is considered one of the best players on the planet. This guy just last season won Defensive Player of the Year and MVP, winning back-to-back MVP. And, you know, he is on one of the best teams in basketball, a team who's consistently for the past few seasons has had the best record in the entire NBA. And not only that, but the Milwaukee Bucks, look at their roster. They have definitely invested more into this team, making it better. You know, there's been many trade talks over the last few years, even especially trading Khris Middleton. But Khris Middleton, in that series against the Nets, sometimes he looked like the best player for the Milwaukee Bucks. I believe overall that these two are definitely going to have a good series, but it's really going to come down for the Hawks trying to retain Giannis, which is going to be definitely a hard challenge for them, and which is going to lead to the Bucks winning that series. And I have the Bucks, you know, I'll give Atlanta Hawks a lot more respect, simply because the way they've been playing in the playoffs and surprising every single person. You got to give them credit for that, going all the way to the conference finals. But I have the Milwaukee Bucks winning in 6 games. You know, I think if DeAndre Hunter was present in this series, then on the defensive end of the basketball court, the Atlanta Hawks would definitely have a better piece to possibly trying to somewhat retain Giannis. But because they don't have anybody on this team who can retain Giannis, and looking at the matchups overall for the Atlanta Hawks, they are not really winning that situation against the Bucks. They do have the advantage on the bench. They do have better role players, in my opinion, for the Atlanta Hawks, but the Milwaukee Bucks overall has a better team. I mean, they are the better defensive team. They are one of the best three-point shooting teams, similar to the Atlanta Hawks as well. The Hawks do have them at that end. The Hawks are an extremely talented offensive team. They can do many things on the basketball court in terms of shot creation, playmaking, point shooting. This team, they can do it all. The reason why the Milwaukee Bucks are definitely winning this series is simply because they don't have anybody to guard Giannis. And let's look back at the series against the 76ers. They let Seth Curry, out of all people, have one of the best playoff series of his entire career against them. On the defensive end of the basketball court, in this series, the Atlanta Hawks will definitely be exposed. It will be an interesting series to watch. You know, it can go many ways. But overall, the Milwaukee Bucks are winning the series, and they will be going to the NBA Finals. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball videos each and every week. Have a good day. Peace.